Hello, students, 46A. I want to talk briefly about two related passages in Dr. Faustus. Okay, so this has to do with Mephistophilis, the devil, who comes at the beckoning, the calling forth of Dr. Faustus. This is in scene 3, and I know I refer to Act 1. This is a play that's divided into scenes, not acts. Um, anyway, okay. So I'm here on page 687 and 688 in our edition, and it's in scene 3. And Faustus has called up the devil, and the devil first appears as a devil, and then Faustus he says show up as a monk, a friar. And this is obviously part of his sort of joking around, where he wants the devil to show up like a religious figure. Okay. This is probably a little bit easier on the actors if Mephistopheles can just show up as a as a monk, as opposed to as a devil with all the devils show up, but again, to have the acting work, it probably helps just to have Mephistopheles as some sort of slightly menacing, slightly strange looking priest. Okay. But you may notice that in this, Faustus does not fear damnation. Okay. He doesn't fear going to hell. And so here's a quick side jump. Okay. This is like class, right? I would do this. We didn't really have the devil. I mean, we had the, seven deadly sins, but we didn't have like the devil in Everyman, the medieval Everyman. Death was the issue. The reckoning was the issue. We didn't really have the same kind of temptations, though we do see the worldly problems of people, not being true, not having integrity in Everyman. Okay. In this play, which deals directly with devils and damnation, Faustus doesn't fear it. Okay, he doesn't really believe in it, it seems. And he thinks that he's smarter than anyone else in the room, including a fallen angel like Mephistopheles. And so here again, I told you there's some signs about how we should take the main character and how we should understand the main character. But in this scene 3, around lines 55 to 60, Faustus is like, I'm not, damnation has no fear. And that's a theme that I'm going to ask you more questions about later, not in this video, about, repenting, saving oneself versus being damned. Okay, this is a theme through the play. All right. At the top of page 688, line 62, Faustus says, tell me, what is that Lucifer thy lord? Okay. Archregent and commander of all spirits, says Mephistopheles. Was not that Lucifer an angel once? Yes, Faustus, most dearly loved of God. How comes it then that he is prince of devils? Oh, by aspiring pride and insolence, for which God threw him from the face of heaven. And what are you that live with Lucifer? Mephistopheles. Unhappy spirits that fell with Lucifer, conspired against our God with Lucifer, and are forever damned with Lucifer. I mean, that echoing, it seems to me it's almost like a church service in reverse, right, for the damned. Okay. Notice, we're getting reminded about where devils come from. We're getting reminded that pride and, insolence are bad things. Okay. Faustus, where are you damned? Again, here's his chance. He can ask a real devil about all this stuff, right, and get it confirmed, find out the truth. Mephistopheles, in hell. Faustus, how comes it then that thou art out of hell? Okay, so this is an interesting question. It's like, okay, you're being punished in hell, but you're not in hell, right? I mean, here you are. You're in my study. And Mephistopheles is going to give a key speech for that Faustus is not going to understand. Okay. Why, this is hell. Faustus, how comes it then thou art out of hell? Mephistophilis. Why, this is hell, nor am I out of it. Thinkest thou that I, who saw the face of God and tasted the eternal joys of heaven, am not tormented with 10,000 hells in being deprived of everlasting bliss? O Faustus, leave these frivolous demands which strike a terror to my fainting soul. The devil here even warns Faustus, like, don't do it. I'm in hell. But Faustus looking at him is like, well, but you get to go on vacation. You get to leave hell. You get to go out and about and do stuff, right? And in fact, Faustus has the gall to say to someone who's been suffering eternal damnation, what is great Mephistophilis so passionate for being deprived of the joys of heaven? Learn thou of Faustus manly fortitude. And scorn those joys thou never shalt possess. And go tell Lucifer that I'm ready to make a bargain and sell my soul. Okay. But that speech is going to be echoed in Paradise Lost, the very last thing we're reading, with the character of Satan as the most powerful character in that. Powerful in the sense of being dramatically engaging in that play. But Mephistophilis, right? I'm not out of hell. I'm in hell. Everywhere I'm in hell. I've been deprived. I've seen the face of God. I've lived in bliss, and I don't have that. And it's worth thinking about. Okay. Then a couple pages further on, and in fact on page 693. We have an equal thing where Faustus comes back to this question of hell. It's line 115. Mephistopheles says, after the signing in blood of the contract, now Faustus, ask what thou wilt. What do you wish to know about? Ask away. Faustus, first will I question thee about hell. Tell me, where is the place that men call hell? Mephistopheles, under the heavens. Aye, but whereabouts? Within the bowels of these elements, where we are tortured and remain forever. Hell hath no limits, nor is circumscribed in one self place. For where we are is hell, and where hell is, there must we ever be. And to conclude, when all the world dissolves, and every creature shall be purified, all places shall be hell, that is not heaven. Okay, at the second coming, in Christian terms, of Christ, and the great judgment day, good souls will go to heaven, but all else will be hell. It's everywhere. It's a state of being deprived. It's a state of more than mind. But notice Faustus. Come, I think hell's a fable, a made-up story. And Mephistopheles, I think so still, to experience change thy mind. And then they go on more about being damned, etc. And he thinks that, oh, hell, damnation, there's no pain. These are trifles and mere old wives' tales. And I'm emphasizing this because of what? Well, if there is no hell, then there's no damnation. And if there is no damnation, there's no punishment against God. And so I want to point you, if you haven't sort of felt it yourself, I want to point you in the direction of the character of Mephistopheles. I find him an interesting character. But also this question of what's at stake. If you don't believe in something, if you don't think something's, like if you don't believe in the soul, and you don't believe in heaven, and you don't believe in an afterlife, then I guess it wasn't very risky for Faustus to make this bargain, right? I mean, he thinks he's got it all. He's, other people believe in the soul and they're cowards. They're they fail. But he's going to be a winner, right? Okay. Just two passages, just a little bit of interaction. I figured I'd help you out from an early part of our play. Okay. Hope you guys are doing well.